to the Omaha Places podcast. We're your hosts. My name is Connor, and I'm the founder of Omaha Places and 402 Social. And you might notice we have a special guest on this week if you're watching on YouTube. So since I was out of town the last couple weeks, Delaney is taking the week off of the podcast, and I brought my friend Chris on. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, hi, Internet. My name's Chris LaCroix. I have two cats, and I also have a wife, but more importantly, I have two cats. That's what I do is I have two cats.
And tell our listeners how we know each other, because this is going to be
Yep.
something we're going to be talking about today.
We know each other from being in the same co-working space. We were both in the same co-working space. I have a company called Shape Society. We do mostly custom web development and design work. And I was bothering you for a couple months, telling you that your website was awful and you should feel awful. And then finally, I think I shamed you into doing something new for a website.
Yep. Yeah. So having Chris on today is very timely because we just launched our Omaha Places podcast. So if you guys have not gone and looked around there, you definitely should. We're still working on the formatting a little bit of like specific blog posts, working out some kinks. I actually liked what you said to me the day before when I was like just being chaotic and all over the place, and you were like, day one of your website launch is going to be the worst that it ever looks because you're constantly revising it, making it better.
Yeah, if you're being like, I don't know. I think if you're being, I don't know. I don't want to say like, because I do a bad job of this myself for my website because it's my own stuff and I work on client stuff all the time. But like, I feel like if you're like taking your business seriously, like your website's constantly evolving and you're constantly like either trying to serve your customers better through making their lives easier or creating some kind of systems, internal systems that integrate with your website to make internal processes easier. And then also like you just refine stuff. You over time see what works, see what doesn't work and make adjustments. So yeah, you're calling me at like 11 o'clock at night and stuff. And I'm just like, and then the next morning I wake up to like 4 texts. I'm like, dude, it's fine. Like, we'll get your site up and it'll like tomorrow or today when we launch, it's like the worst version of your site. So like, yeah. And like, it's not set in stone. You know what I mean? You just keep making adjustments and keep making it better. So I'm excited for like, you know, phase 1.5 or phase 2 of like, because the whole thing, you know, everything we talked about was like, you're known in Omaha for like you're a like valuable resource to the community, right?
Yeah.
So like, how do we extend that to a different medium, right? So you can go on your Instagram page and find cool stuff to do, or be a trusted resource. And then like, well, wonder if someone wants to like find something for, you know, Friday. What's something that Connor or 402 Social, Omaha Places would think is cool on Friday, and they could just go to your website and find that. And then obviously all the blog posts and stuff you do. So how do we provide more and more and more value so we can sell ads?
In the end, everything is
Everything
just a money-making scheme.
Late stage capitalism.
Just kidding.
Kind of.
But yeah, the whole process was very long but very fun. Like I genuinely had a lot of fun coming up with the website. And I actually haven't told you this because I haven't seen you in person, but we got a lot of like DMs and comments and stuff of people being like, not only does this look really good, which that's no surprise because we knew it looked good before we launched, but also people saying that they could tell that it was very, like the layout was very intuitive. And like, I mean, that had nothing to do with me. That was all you and your team. So like, kudos to you guys.
Or my lead dev. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
He'll fight me just like I fight you, right? I'll fight you on something and you'll give me an idea. I'm like, people aren't going to want to use it that way. Or I fight with you on design stuff all the time. Just like you fight with me on social, which I'm a ghost. Yeah, but yeah, I'll get you know, we'll talk about here's the problem I'm trying to solve. I will give my feedback, or I'll give you my opinion. I'll talk to my team internally. They'll give me my opinion. I'll fight with them, and then like usually it ends up coming out to be like, you know, the best solution because you've got so many people talking through it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really excited when we started populating the content and getting everything transferred over. Like we had the bones in place. Like for anyone that I don't know, doesn't know anything about web development, you can like do a template-based website, or you can like build something custom. We built something custom, so you know, we started the process by, you know, doing a sitemap, doing a wireframe, planning out what the content and like what the functionality is going to look like. And then we got to like the design phase. We, you guys and your team like approved designs, and then we took those designs and developed them. but like it was just kind of like a bare bones shell of like what it was going to be. But then when you
Yeah.
started and your team started populating all the content, I got really excited. I was like, "Ooh, this is a
Mhm.
real business." Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I remember you texted me and you were like, "This looks so good with all the photos." And
Hmm.
then that made me think back to like some of the meetings that we had had, and our team was always like, "Oh, like, can we see it like with the picture, like something like that?" And I don't think you ever fully understood that, but like us from like the content side of it, we were like, "No, we need to see like our pictures in there, like with our edits on them." And I feel like that kind of came full circle in the end once everything like actually was on the site.
No, yeah, I got what you were saying. Was like I want to see my own stuff, but I'm like I'm not gonna transfer in all that stuff until it's time to time to go live. It's like I think it was like it wasn't that bad. It was like 500 posts and however many
Yeah.
images attached to those posts. Like
Yeah.
Kaneko's website had like 2,400
Oh my
like
gosh.
different pieces of artwork or something. So that was
Yeah.
a lot more of a bear or whatever. But um, yeah, our process also was a little non-traditional in the fact that like we already knew each other and we're like
Mhm.
already friends and like
Yeah.
I'm helping you out, you're helping me out. Like so
Yeah.
it wasn't like if I had a client like that was not a like a friend I already knew or something and was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, I need to get a," like I would be like, "All right, I'll get you those I'll get you
Yeah.
those photos on right away." So also your working experience with me was not as professional as it would have been probably with another vendor,
Yeah.
but I think the results are good.
After the first, like, I think it was the very first meeting our whole team had with you. Again, like, I knew you pretty well because we were already friends, but the other girls didn't really know you. And we walked out of that meeting and they were like, "Oh, like,
Who is this?
Chris is like a character."
Who is this the most unprofessional man I've ever met?
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard to like make sure I don't say anything dumb because this is being recorded, but yeah.
And so you also did all new branding for us. So we also have a new Omaha Places logo. We have an interactive neighborhood map where you guys can click
Yep.
into different neighborhoods. You guys like, did you hand draw that or how
Yeah,
does?
it's just a vector asset we
Yeah,
created and then yep.
which that looks so good. We've also got a lot of really good feedback on people saying they love that. And the thing I'm most excited about is the event calendar. So I feel like that was a big missing piece in our content. Like we have our What's Happening in Omaha this weekend videos. We do events at the end of each of these podcast episodes, but now people can go on, find events, at any time of day, whenever they want. And even events like months into the future and weekday events was what we were always really missing too. So
Mhm.
lots of fun stuff on there. Before we move on, kind of talk about some of our favorite places in Omaha. What are some other like cool projects that Shape Society has done? Because you've worked with some other cool like Omaha people.
Yeah, I guess when someone asks like what's a cool company done something for, I think one of the coolest companies we do stuff for is like Made in Omaha. Like I love doing everything. Like, we help them out with a lot of design assets and we built their new e-commerce website, help them with designs for in the store and online, and we have like we do like bi-weekly strategy sessions for like upcoming campaigns or what one of the things we're building for them right now is basically a way to automate and simplify their like corporate side of their business for corporate gift boxes. So like right now, it's a very like manual, labor-intensive process where someone will reach out via email on their contact form on their website, and then like that turns into a couple back and forth emails, and then that turns into like maybe a meeting, and then that turns into like sending another email with like, hey, here's everything you asked for this custom corporate gift box, and like it's a whole thing. So we're like building them like basically. I guess you just call it like some kind of collection form or something to gather information. But then the interesting part of it is like an approval type of system when they're ready to deliver that. I got off on a tangent because I like talking about nerdy
That's
stuff.
all
But
right.
okay, yeah, yeah. So the approval system, like here's the photos of it, of what we talked about, and then like the client will be responsible for like entering addresses for where this all goes and just make that system of like coordination, collaboration, collecting information easier because that's like a pain point for them in their business.
Mhm.
What's some other cool stuff I'm doing? I think we built like a, did I ever show you that game? We built like a game for Visit Omaha.
don't think I've ever actually seen it, but I know you've talked about it a lot. And I think I saw like a something in your office. Was
Oh.
it like a big
That was a different thing for Visit Omaha. So they do a trade show, and I don't know if they what states or what cities they go to in these like trade shows, right? So like tourism campaigns. But we built them like, yeah, two progressive web applications that basically we installed offline on different devices that they had. One of them was like an interactive map of like the Omaha area and like cool things to do. Maybe there's a collaboration there with things to
yeah.
do, like your website.
Yeah.
Like an interactive map to find cool things to do in Omaha. And that's what you saw in my office. It was a big, huge touchscreen monitor. And the other thing was like a tablet-based game with like a leaderboard system where you like pack a suitcase and try to beat a timer. And there was like a high score system integrated into that where like people at the trade show were like competing for probably swag, I think it was. I can't remember, but that's probably enough. I don't like talking about myself that much. I mean, I will. I'll go off on tangents and talk about like my clients or cool things we're building
Yeah.
or my cats, but I don't like talking about like myself that much.
I think it's good to like shout out the other projects that you've worked on because you've worked with a handful of like local people. So if you guys need a new website or branding or any custom games or anything like that, Chris is your guy. We'll link your website in the show
Ooh,
notes.
that is one thing I will talk about myself about. All right.
Your website.
Yeah, we just
Okay.
launched. We just launched. Like when you prefaced, "Hey, we launched a new website. And there's some stuff we want to like because like there's stuff we need to change."
Yeah.
Same thing for me. Like all the copy on it's garbage. Like I have someone helping me. Like they're currently, I hope at least they're supposed to be like a good copywriter in town's helping me with a bunch of the copy. But we launched like version point 0.5. Did you see my new website?
Yeah.
Okay. The nerdy one that looks like Windows
Yeah.
95. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
It
So
looks
that's pretty dope.
it's yeah, it looks cool.
So it's like, yeah, so anyone that's like audio and like listening as an audio listener and not doing video or whatever. I guess video too because I don't have the website on screen, but it's like you go to the website and it looks like you're in a vintage Windows
Old
95
computer.
operating system. You can move the windows around. I even might I don't know what I like more, the fact I have like Winamp on there. If anyone knows, do you know what Winamp is? How old are you?
30.
Yeah, like I'm old. Like I'm 38 years old. If you're 38 years old, you know what Winamp is. It's like the old audio MP3 player from back in the day. Like if you're on Windows, back in the day, that's how you were listening to music. I have a full functioning Winamp on this website. So I'm gonna put a bunch of local artist music on there.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the game Ski Free is also on there. And I
Okay.
guess you can look at some of my work if you want, but more importantly, you
Go
should
play the
go and
game.
play Ski Free. Ski Free is the game where you go down the mountain and you're skiing. And then like if you like crash, like the abominable snowman comes and eats you. This is
Mm.
old people stuff, man.
This is how Chris fills his free time.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, if I'm gonna like, I wanted to build something. So like, a lot of people aren't like technically like they don't know what a good website is, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't know. Like if I say like, what would you say makes a good website? You're like, I don't know, right?
A home
That's
button.
why you work with vendors that like you want to trust a vendor like they know or they have the competency. Like when you're like if someone wants to work with 402 Social, like take a look at what you've built with Omaha Places. Like they don't need to know
Mhm.
what good social media is. They just
Yeah.
need to know like this person has 100,000 followers. They know what they're doing, right? So
Yeah.
like when I built a new website, or I didn't build it, when my team built the new website,
Yeah.
we I wanted to do something that like no one's seen before in Omaha. Like no one else in Omaha has a website like this. So like if you don't know anything about web development, you don't know anything about web design, all you need to do is go to the website and be like, oh, I've never seen anything like this before. This is a competent person or this is a competent
Yeah.
shop. And also it's just like something I actually like, me, like I don't like self promote at
Yeah.
all. I
Nope.
don't, I don't do anything on social media and maybe the discussion evolves to that. But like I am excited about that. I'm not excited about
Yeah.
posting on social media for myself, but I am excited about like having a nerdy website like I
Yeah.
have. Am I talking too much by the way?
No,
Okay,
no.
cool.
Yeah, your website, I mean, websites in general is like your bread and butter. So if you're doing it like for yourself, that is like even more fun because you have complete creative freedom. That's kind
Yeah.
of how I feel about like our 402 social Instagram, that it's like that's our agency Instagram. We post a lot of like behind the scenes stuff about Omaha Places on there. And like when I don't really create posts for that account anymore, the girls do that, but I find it really fun to like review stuff or like give ideas about that account. 'Cause like social is our bread and butter. And then when we're getting to do it for ourselves, it just like feels way more fun.
Yeah, like that's I was kind of my hand was forced. Like my old website was so I was so embarrassed by it. Like we do websites for everyone and like it was fine or whatever. Like you wouldn't go to it and be like, "Oh, this guy is dumb or doesn't know what he's doing."
Yeah.
But like just with the capabilities like we have like again for listeners like there's people that call themselves web designers or something that are using like templated based you know WordPress templates or they're
Yeah.
using WordPress but they're building it with I don't know like Elementor or something like that. I mean
Hmm.
we're doing everything like custom, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, like we like anything is pretty much possible as long as like you have the talent on staff to develop said things. So
Yeah.
we're building games and we're building like for Midwest Fest, we built them out a custom. Like if you went to Midwest Fest this last year, like the ticketing system that happened at the door, that was like a progressive web application we built specifically
Mm,
for Midwest Fest to scan all the tickets.
that's
So like we
wild.
have capabilities to build like cool and interesting things. And the reason we did that was to solve for a problem they had, not because I
Yeah.
just thought it would sound like fun.
Yeah.
And then our website just looks like, it's fine or whatever. So I wanted to like really go above and beyond and do something super nerdy.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. Let's talk about some places in Omaha.
All
So
right.
I told Chris to write down his notes
Yeah.
and I sent him the sections of the podcast and
Yep.
then
Got it.
he didn't listen to me at all. So I'm not winging this, you're winging this,
I'm
but I'll
gonna.
go first.
Okay.
I went to a very exciting place yesterday. Well, I thought it was very exciting. Have you ever heard of the Sage Student Bistro?
No.
Okay, so Metro Community College has a really good culinary program, and they have a restaurant at the school. So it's like all of the front of house staff and the kitchen staff is all students, and that is like how they get experience while they're in school of like cooking for a restaurant, being like front of house in a restaurant. So I went with my parents, and we had I think it was a 6 course meal and all made by a student. I think that each night the restaurant is open, they probably switch through like who's head chef, who's like hostess, like that kind of thing, so that everybody gets experience doing all of it. And then they give you like a comment card so you can write down comments both about like front of house and back of house staff comments on food just so that the students can improve. So it's kind of like a different, like it just has that extra like element to any other normal
Let me
restaurant.
let me ask you this: was the pricing the same as a normal restaurant?
It was less expensive, especially for like a 6 course menu. Like I honestly thought it was like up to par with Au Courant. A couple weeks ago for a friend's birthday, we went to Au Courant. We did the tasting menu and it was like half the price of Au Courant. So I was thinking that too, that for people who want like a nice fine dining experience without the like crazy prices that majority of the
Hmm.
time come with fine dining, this would be a really good option. It's not so because it's student run, they're not open just like every day. It kind of depends on like I don't know if it's their semester schedule or quarter schedule or something. So I know that last night was the last night of like this session, and then I think they open again mid-March. So if you guys do want to go, you just have to look up Sage Student Bistro, and they'll be the schedule on there. But yeah, just like a kind of a different dining experience, knowing that it's students who are doing it, getting to leave your feedback to
Is,
help the students
is it
improve.
students taking your order?
Yeah.
So students taking your order, students cooking the food. What else are
Yep.
students doing?
Seating you like the hostess and stuff. And then I think all of the sous chefs in the back too are also students. So again, I'm sure they rotate around. And so like on the menu, it's set up at the top like who was head chef that night, and then she would get to create her menu. So I'm assuming that the menu is also different each time you go based off of whatever the head chef wants to make that night. And because it was the last night, the chef came out to the front a couple times because like her family and friends were out there and stuff. So they had obviously come for her last night to support her. So it was just like a really cool experience. And I had been wanting to go to that for a long time. But especially during the like summer months and stuff, it's sometimes hard to get a reservation. So we finally snagged one, got to go, and the food was really
A
good.
lot of people are like trying to get in to get food cooked by students.
Well, I mean, they're students, but they're
They're
good
like they're
chefs.
like good,
And a lot of the
upcoming like
yeah,
talent.
and they also have like other jobs. Like our waiter was telling us that he's a full-time student and he works full-time. He is the sauce chef out at Salted Edge out
That's
in
too fancy for me.
Water.
Like there's a
Salted Edge is really fancy. It's
no,
so
I mean
good
like
though.
there's someone's title is I'm a chef of sauces.
Hmm.
So that's what I do is I chef these sauces. See, I can't. That's too fancy for me. Like, what am I gonna do at a place that has a sauce chef?
I don't know. You're gonna eat some really good food.
That's a condiment.
No, it's
A
not.
sauce?
Yeah.
Like ketchup is a sauce.
No, like say you were Salted Edge doesn't have this, but if you were ordering like chicken tikka masala or something, like
Yeah.
the like masala
Yeah,
would
like
be
the sauce.
yeah.
Like sauce. It's like
That's not ketchup.
if it's not a condiment, it's a condiment adjacent.
Okay, you don't get an opinion on this.
I'm just saying that is so far removed
Okay,
from the
well
life
this
I live.
this restaurant is or you are not their target demographic.
I don't
then.
think so.
But for
Either.
any of our other listeners who
No,
enjoy
I'm
fine
just
dining,
hey, I have been to some nice restaurants, but it is not something I do frequently.
that's fair.
I'm the most dude, I'm the most boring basic guy you'll ever meet. Like when we have conversations about what I did like last week, and usually it's involving being at my house and talking about my cats.
Yep.
That's my life.
Yep.
So
Not a bad life, honestly.
I mean, I like it.
But yeah, so this Sage Bistro is I think it was 65 or $45 per person and then a
For
$15
a 6 course meal?
optional
Oh,
wine
damn, that's
pairing.
cheap as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's really cheap.
So, yeah, a good deal.
Maybe that is for me actually.
You should go try it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's yeah, it feels like just less pressure maybe than if you were to go to a place like Okarant.
When so at Modus Co-working, when one of the old community managers left, the owner Neeraj decided we're gonna go like celebrate and send them off or whatever,
Yeah.
and he booked reservations at the Boiler Room,
Oh.
and like that is something that's like again like something I never do that. So like I like suited up. I suited up for it, and I went to. So you can imagine like how I was behaving. So I suited up for going to the Boiler Room. Like I wore like what I would wear if I was like speaking at an event. Like I had a blazer on. This is like probably like a Friday afternoon, and then every time our server came over, I would like do some made up like business talk, like I was a stockbroker or something. Like every time she came over, I'd just be making quotes about the S&P 500, and I was embarrassing everyone at the table so much. Like they still bring that up sometimes, but yeah. So that's my usual experience. That's yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, so I will not be bringing you to any
No,
of
we
my
could do it.
fancy
I
dinners.
have that blazer still.
All right. Good
Yeah.
to know. Okay, let's move on to follower questions. So we post a question box on our Instagram story every Wednesday. So you guys can always
You didn't ask me what I did this week.
well, we're on a time crunch. I gotta go to the
What
airport
if I
right
had
after
something
this.
really cool that I did?
Well, then you can add it into your little itinerary
Just
for the
ask me if I did
question.
anything cool.
Okay, what did you do?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
So if you guys want to ask us a question that we can answer on the pod, you can submit it in that question box or just DM us at any time, honestly. And we will keep a list of those questions. Okay, I'm going to ask you yours first. So somebody asked, where would you take out of town visitors? So like your perfect weekend itinerary.
You're asking me this because
Yes.
of okay, 100%. What I would tell someone to do is go and like having a couple days, a weekend or whatever. Yeah,
Hmm.
go and book your room at the Cottonwood.
Yeah.
Do it during a summer month. Go chill by that pool, have some drinks, have some good food, walk around the Blackstone area, go check out all those cool businesses, head down, like be in this area of town and yeah.
So staying like East Omaha is
Yeah,
your
it's like so
suggestion?
easy. Like like I don't know. There's so much cool stuff down here. It's so easy to
Yeah.
walk around. Like this, I've lived in West Omaha. I've lived in Midtown. I've lived downtown. I've lived in a lot of places, and there's just like so much stuff and easily accessible. Man, especially when that streetcar comes in the future. Oh,
Yeah,
that'll be
I
dope.
actually am very excited for that.
Yeah.
Okay, where would you take out of town like friends for dinner? Is there a specific, I guess, not a fine dining restaurant?
No, yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and then you're gonna like make fun of me or whatever. But like, usually, like what my normal experience is, I just talked about how I'm not fancy or
Hmm.
whatever, and then, but like we have a my wife and I have a Cottonwood membership, so
Yeah.
usually when someone does come from out of town, like you get like a credit every month for like their restaurant, so that's usually
Oh,
default. What I go do is take like an out of town person and just take them to one of the restaurants there.
does that work for any of the Cottonwood
It's
restaurants?
for the one up top, but then you get a
Okay.
discount on the what's
The
the
committee chop
yeah, the
house
committee
is
chop house. You get a
downstairs.
discount downstairs, but there's like a credit for like the upstairs one.
Orland's room.
Yeah, Orland's room and like the outdoor area food stuff
Oh,
too in the
okay.
summer.
Okay.
That's usually what I do, but yeah, if my recommendations are things that are within 5 minutes of walking distance from me because that's what I have experience with.
And you live in like the Midtown area,
Yeah, I live
so
right by the mill.
yeah.
You've
Okay.
been to my place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Met your cats.
Yeah, aren't they beautiful? Oh
Mhm.
my God, I love my cats.
Chris and I send each other photos of our cats. Okay, the question that I pulled was, do you have a list of happy hours and menus? And yes, we do have a list on our brand new, beautiful website. Um, that is something that probably needs to be updated. So if you guys are a business or if you just know of any happy hours that you do not see on that list, feel free to shoot us a message because, again, we want to be a resource
Yeah.
for Omaha. So we want that updated.
What's the place right across from, speaking of things I only know because they're close to me,
Hmm.
the place right across from the Cottonwood, uh, uh,
Night owl?
no, it's like it's literally right across the street. It's like a restaurant and a bar. But they've got a
Oh, is it in the old Sternella?
no, it's not down in the strip. I'm blanking on the name. I need to like grab my phone.
Crescent Moon?
Yes,
Oh,
they have a dope happy hour.
really? Okay.
Yeah, dude, their pretzels are like they got these big ass pretzels. They're like they don't cost it costs nothing. I'm pretty sure they give you the food for free and like they can just leave. That's
Dang. I don't know actually if their happy hour is on our list. I'll have to check. But I only went there for the first time like maybe 6 months ago, and then I've been like three times since.
that place is great.
Yeah, it's really good. And I guess I had been for their Oktoberfest a couple years ago because they do like the big Oktoberfest festival in like the back parking lot.
Hmm.
But I had just never been inside until recently. But yeah, it's like it kind of gives me dive bar feels without like but like a cool dive bar.
Yeah,
Like I'm not really a
you
dive
don't
bar
feel
person,
you're
but I
not
like
like
Crescent
you don't
Moon.
feel dirty when you're in there. It just feels like
Right.
it's got history and
Yes.
the food is I'm not the classiest.
The food's good.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good
Yeah,
too.
and like I said, man, like I think they switch. I don't think. Yeah, you're gonna have like clients that do work with you, but like quit talking about someone that doesn't. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, like they switch it out like every day or something. They have something new, and it's very affordable.
On their food menu they have
Yeah,
oh, I didn't know
I
that.
think they switch it out like every day of the week or something.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot of switching.
yeah. I don't know. They figured they got a system.
Or is it like every Monday is the same
Yeah,
thing? Oh, I
yeah,
thought you meant
something
just
like
like,
that.
okay,
Yeah.
got it. Cool. Okay, any other last places you want to shout out before we get into events?
Um,
Favorite spots that you frequent often?
we do a lot of sea tie in Midtown Crossing.
Yeah, I love sea tie.
Yeah, we either get that delivered or go there or whatever. I mean, the place is bomb, man.
Yeah.
I've taken some people there, like I'm just like some random random dude that like, isn't a real fancy refined palate, but I've taken some people there that like actually have a lot of experience with like different Thai cuisines and they've been really impressed.
Okay. Cool. Have you ever been to Khao Niao out in like Northwest Omaha?
That sounds further than 5 minutes from my place.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
far
have
out
not.
there, but they have such good Thai food. Like by far my favorite Thai restaurant in Omaha.
Yeah.
So if you ever feel like going on a little field trip,
Have you ever, speaking of field trips, you ever been to Bellevue, that sushi place in Bellevue?
which one?
I don't know. I can't remember any of these names.
I know that Delaney has been to a couple sushi places in Bellevue, but I have not.
It's like the famous sushi chef, like Hiro or whatever, from the documentary Hiro Dreams of Sushi. It was like his like second in command at his sushi place.
Oh, are you talking about Yoshitomo?
I don't think so. I don't think that's what it's called.
Or no, no, not. It's like the owner of Yoshitomo, um, which is like probably the most well known or like the best sushi place in Omaha. That's in Benson, but he used to have a mentor who he like basically learned from, and then that guy either retired or passed away. I'm not really sure, and the Yoshitomo owner took over that old sushi place. I'm not sure where it is,
If I
but
bet
it's
if
like this little sushi place that no one had
I bet if you
really
type in
heard of.
sushi, I think it's Bellevue, sushi Bellevue, you will find the name of it. But it's
Okay.
bomb, man. It's really
Okay.
good.
I'll have to try that. I'll look up if that's I think that might be
I
this
watched that
the
documentary, man. It's cool.
I didn't know there was a documentary on it.
Well, it's not, again, it's not him, but it's like his like apprentice or something that trained under him. Like it's a whole thing. Like this guy just like dedicates his life to making sushi.
I think that's David, the Yoshitomo guy.
Nah, I
Because
don't think so.
he was the apprentice and then he went on to open Yoshitomo, I
Nah,
think.
look it up.
I can't do it right now.
All right, fine.
Okay, I'll give an update on what I
Give an
found out
update.
next
'Cause I
week.
don't think they need any promotion because they're packed. But
Yeah.
they're packed every time I go.
Okay, we are going to do events. So this is going to be events happening the weekend of February 27th to March 2nd. If you guys want other events, we put out our What's Happening in Omaha this weekend video every Thursday. And we also have an event calendar on our website now, so you guys can go look at that too. Do you want to read some of the events or do
I
you?
can.
Okay.
You want to pass your phone around?
Yeah, okay, you can read this first one and then it has some notes right there. The
Okay.
Mardi Gras one.
Okay. Events happening this weekend. Mardi Gras warm-up party on Friday, February 28th at 5:30 at the Scottish Rite Masonic Center. Is that and
Masonic, I think.
Masonic
I
Center?
think.
I should know that because there. I think I got to be secretive about Freemasons, but someone. Do you know what Freemasons are?
No, I don't
Google it.
just
Google it after
okay.
this. Cajun cuisine, indulge in the bold and delicious flavors of Louisiana. What's that?
That's just like what they're gonna have there. So it's gonna be like food, Cajun cuisine.
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
Masonic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
reading that again, that's Masonic.
Okay.
Um, keep going.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
if are there other notes for that event?
No, that's it.
Okay, you can
Wait,
read.
no, is it live music by the Prairie Gators band? Is
I
that
think
part of
so.
it?
Yeah.
And it says, "Get ready to dance and let the good times roll."
I just copy and pasted the notes from their website.
Omaha Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Uh, everyone knows what that is already.
But say the dates and I put notes on
Okay.
there.
There are runaway events Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then you can shop the runway on Sunday.
And that's happening at the Omaha Design Center downtown. And it
uh,
is tickets required. But anybody can go. I feel like not everybody knows that anybody can go to a runway show at
I thought you
Omaha
had to
Fashion
be like
Week.
really attractive to go, and they kicked
Nope.
you out if you're not really attractive.
Anybody can
Are
go.
you sure?
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
that was two. I get to say the last two.
Connor's getting really worried about me continuing to do these reads.
Okay. Fat Saturday, crawfish and shrimp boil. That is like a mouthful to say. It's happening on Saturday, March 1st at 2 p.m. at Nebraska Brewing Company. They're going to have crawfish or shrimp plates and homemade jambalaya and hurricane drink specials. And this is the 15th annual one that they're doing this, is what I saw on Facebook. I also sent this event to all of my friends and I was like, we should go to this. I didn't even realize it was almost Mardi Gras, but it's going to be a fun weekend.
There's a lot of drinking events coming up. Mardi Gras, and then there's
Yeah, St. Patrick's
yeah.
Day. Irish Music Fest is happening also Saturday, March 1st at 6 p.m. The Chauncey Brothers will be playing. I don't know who they are, but it said they were from Chicago. So might be some fun Irish music. There will also be food, and tickets are $25. That's all I got for this week.
I
Yeah,
don't
this
have any.
weekend.
I don't have anything.
All right. No worries.
Yeah, because I'm probably not gonna go. I'm probably gonna sit at home with my cats.
Any last words of wisdom while you're on the podcast?
Last words of wisdom.
You don't have to say anything, too.
Well, I'm trying to think of some words of wisdom. Who listens to this? What age? What's the demos? Who am I talking to?
Probably mostly females.
Mostly females. So let me mansplain some stuff to them.
Okay, on that note, thanks for listening to another episode of the Omaha Places podcast. We will see you next week. Bye, guys.